the other part, which I mean, because of. Well, you made the comment about the invention of clothes.
I don't want to. I want to wait that towards the end, but I was looking at the video over and over and over again, and in your mind you think like Raquel Welch or something, Tuesday Weld, all the classic beauties that you grew up with.
Yeah, right. That was after my time.
Wednesday, Friday, Pussy Galore, all of those beautiful women. Well, they had women from 18 to 80 in the parade, and in all sizes and shapes and various angles and dangles and stuff. And I realized why clothes were invented.
Yeah.
And it was a man that invented it, I'm sure. Put on buffalo robe. Put on skin now. Cover up.
So,
the old women, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
All breasts are beautiful.
My
as Ron White, the comedian, says, I pretty much want to see them all.
Yeah. Right. So my point is men and women are not equal.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. They are not equal in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that they...
Well, you're either equal or you're not.
It doesn't mean you don't have equal rights.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree with that. That the laws are... We shouldn't have laws mandating clothing, right? Because it's not freedom. But I guess my point was for the feminist movement. I don't think that's really a milestone that's going to make a difference and prove anything of the advancement of women's rights.
Boy, I don't think that it's the main battlefield. I think it's a skirmish, but it's the skirmishes that go together that win the war.
Yeah, I don't. So, I don't. That's what I just said. I don't see
people would say the same thing about open carry. I don't see too.
No.
Yeah. What are you doing?
No. There's a huge difference because there's actually advantages to doing it other than just freedom, right? I mean, the advantage here might be quicker access for breastfeeding or something. I guess that's an advantage.
Yeah. Well, but here's an advantage. What about economic? If I write across Eat at Joe's, and Joe's pays me, $100 a month to walk around, and I'm guaranteed to get people to look at my breastages.
Why? Because of nature. So anyway, go ahead.
Until it gets old, but in the meantime, you're cashing in on $100 a month.
Here's the
now,
other
if you
piece.
look like a NASCAR car, and you could have bumper stickers and slogans all over your breast, you could pull down maybe $100,000 a year.
People already do that, right?
Right, I know, and some of these people will too.
It's not an advancement if people are already doing it.
Yeah, but New York City wants to shut them down.
Well, New York City sucks.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's it.
But so there is an advantage of going topless in that regard.
There's always an advantage to going topless. That wasn't my point.
There's a disadvantage.
Listen, we talked about this for way longer.
And that's sunburn.
Than we had on the agenda.
Cancer.
So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take a break.
Oh.
You're not going to take a break, though. So you're going to keep going. One will hear you, but don't stop.
Do you want me to do
I want
trivia?
you to do a trivia question, please. I've been missing it for a week.
This one comes with a hint. And then I'll give you another hint when you come back because you're not going to get it. Who was the first U.S. president to campaign by telephone?
What?
Who was the first U.S. president to use the telephone to campaign? I'll give you a hint. He was also the first president to appear in a motion picture film.
And I will give one more hint. This will narrow it down quite a bit. It might not be fair. This happened after the telephone was invented. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
At Odds.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. But doctors have recently discovered they are unable to reverse or control serious side effects, such as internal bleeding caused by Xarelto. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Call now if you or a loved one was hospitalized from any form of internal bleeding or stroke after taking Xarelto. You may be entitled to a cash award and substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. There is limited time to file a claim, so call now. Call 800-837-9483. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-837-9483. That's 800-837-9483. Again, 800-837-9483.
Hi, this is Jeff Carlisi from the band 38 Special. The mainstream media has failed the American people once again. Internet radio networks like Red State Talk Radio will not fail you. Tune in 24 hours a day. Studios A and B. Great conservative programming around the clock. Red State Talk Radio, the dominant force in Internet conservative talk radio.
The offer of a franchise can only be made through delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Imagine yourself being a leader in America's fastest growing demographic category. More than 10,000 people a day turn 65, and a large percentage are going to need a helping hand at home or in choosing the right assisted living community. Always Best Care is looking for people who've excelled at everything they've done, but they're seeking a new challenge. Always Best Care is one of the fastest growing companies in this explosive field. We're looking for 25 new franchisees to keep our booming business growing. We'll back you up with the strongest award-winning marketing program in the industry, and we'll provide the special training and support that's fueled our growth to prepare you for this great opportunity. All that's missing is you. Call Always Best Care toll-free at 1-800-643-3819. That's 1-800-643-3819. For Always Best Care, 1-800-643-3819. Call today.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 877-595-5381. That's 877-595-5381. Again, 877-595-5381. Call now.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys.
Good evening. When I'm not out sucking blood, I'm listening to the At Odds Show with Nate and Brian. Those two guys drive me batty. Batty, who writes this crap? Where's the writer? I want to suck his blood.
And welcome back to At Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there.
Howdy ho.
Howdy ho, neighbor.
Who was the first president to campaign by telephone?
By telephone.
He was the first president to appear in a film.
Really?
He was also assassinated.
Really?
Yes.
Well, if I think back to all of the presidents that were assassinated, and I think
George Washington.
I think
Polk.
George Washington?
William Harrison. Yeah, he didn't die of old age. Who you kidding?
You mean in office?
Yeah, he was taken out in office. That was Martha that filled his place.
They looked alike.
They sure did.
Why were clothes invented? Martha. So, anyway, I'm thinking Lincoln.
Yeah, it was Lincoln, no.
If it wasn't Lincoln, then it must have been...
Kennedy.
Must have been JFK?
No.
Oh, my goodness. What? I'm not actually guessing. I'm waiting for the answer.
Okay. It was William McKinley.
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Huh. When was he president?
Oh, like 1880-9.
When was the telephone invented?
1880s, I think, 70s,
so
80s.
It didn't take long for spam and telemarketers to jump on that. Huh?
I wonder if you're voting for McKinley. I want you to vote for McKinley. William Billy McKinley is the guy for you.
Yeah. Did you pick it up when he called, or was it on your answering machine?
I did talk to him.
Okay. All right.
I'm not that old. All right. So
what do you want to talk about now?
Oh, we could talk sad.
I don't want to. I mean, I guess
the news.
There's not really a lot of news. I mean, new news, right? Because it's been all over the place.
Yeah, I don't.
But
know.
I mean, absolutely horrible. And the videos were just, ugh.
They were disturbing.
Yeah, not gruesome at all. Not like bloody at all, right? But that, but
to think about it,
creepy.
Yeah, creepy.
I think you said creepy, and that was
But
the journalist, I guess, and the cameraman that were shot on live TV
during a newscast.
Yeah, yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday.
Virginia.
Yeah, apparently by a former employee of that station, and some other stations been fired a bunch of times. Obviously, a nutcase.
Had some issues. Been fired almost every job for anger issues.
Yep.
Not getting along, and
he sounded like, from what I've seen and read,
a lot like me.
A typical victim of everything.
Yeah,
right. I mean,
so.
he was black, and so everybody was racist.
Right.
He was gay and
everybody
suffered sexual harassment and all sorts of other types of harassment because of that.
Which I doubt, but anyways.
So he made some claims with the Equal Employment Opportunity Office, the federal agency. They were all dismissed.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that the federal agency is good at what they do, but they jump over any chance they get to nail somebody on discrimination.
Right.
So there must not have been anything here. But what's just, I mean, he shot them, and then he was leaving, running from the police or whatever, and tweeting about it.
Right, and then posted the video as he had a
took
body
the video,
cam.
yeah.
And what was creepy was pointing the gun. I mean, he actually had the gun out and was pointing at them.
He was
and
close
they never
to them.
never noticed it. I mean, he was 4 or 5 feet away from him.
I don't know if that far even. He was up next to the cameraman.
He was. Yeah, you're right. He could probably have reached out and touched the cameraman. And they didn't notice, and then he pulls it back, and I don't know what he was going on in his mind at that point. You know, I don't know what he was.
It looked like,
was he hesitating? I mean,
I thought he was waiting for because the cameraman had panned away and was showing the venue that they were at,
right,
waiting for it to pan back so it would actually be
captured.
Caught. Yeah,
maybe that's what it is. Yeah,
and it was, and horrible. I can't imagine being the anchor. You know, I mean, the camera gets flipped back to you. And,
did you see her? The look on her face. She was just, her mouth was, and her eyes were open. It was like, it was almost like a cartoon. It was like, what?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what just happened there.
Yeah, we'll let you know what those noises were. I think she probably
knew,
might have known.
Yeah,
but
then they captured, you know, a haunting image of the shooter.
Yeah,
when the cameraman went down. The camera was facing in his direction, and you can kind of see this blurred man dressed in black with his weird, distorted face.
Yeah.
I remember they interviewed the fiance at the newsroom, you know, who was also in the news business. And
well, both of their significant others worked for the same station.
And the station manager